with a big private gym. I know there's a lot of things that we could accomplish, and there's a lot of things that we could give back, not only to our people, but to our community. The first Benavidez boxing gym, the one in Burien, he paints them all himself, so he's a talented brother. So he, but yeah, this is my dad's design, you know what I mean? This is actually my first time, you know, starting training camp here in this.
See, everybody talking about so that's boxing at its finest right there. You heard it. They said it. Make that bet. Everything on the line. You know, that's old school right there. That's everything on the line.
Need to know about Gervonta Tank Davis going over to the Benavidez's. That's right, Jose Benavidez Sr. to coach him for his next fight in the fall. And we're talking about October, September at the early.
Tank Davis and David Benavidez have joined forces for a massive training camp ahead of their returns. Two of boxing's biggest stars are now working together in the gym, and the excitement surrounding this partnership is already building fast.
You ain't gotta throw hard, bro. Just touch him.
Throw like sevens, sixes or sevens.
Throw hard when you got him.
Yeah.
But when everybody fresh, just touch him. Cause you a big presence, so you ain't gotta do a lot. You just jab, just get him in position, bing, bing, bing. All right, I'll be back to get that later. And just be patient. Your game will go up 30, 40%, just on that. A lot of times what you do, you come in, you can
And it is not just speculation. Jose Benavidez Sr. has made the partnership official on social media, sharing videos of Tank putting in work and even revealing new team gear that makes it clear this collaboration is the real deal.
And it's official. He's going over to Jose Benavidez Sr., the father of Jose Benavidez Jr., and most notably, the father of David Benavidez. I'm not sure if he's completely departing from Calvin Ford tutelage, but it's official. I just saw on Jose Benavidez Sr. Instagram and on his socials, he's showing Gervonta Tank Davis working out in this video and announcing and marketing the new Gervonta Tank Davis on Team Benavidez merchandise. Now, he had a few videos out there showing Gervonta Tank Davis working out and all those things, and I promise you, he could not have made this announcement without Gervonta Tank Davis's blood.
At the same time, Sean Porter and his crew gave Jose Benavidez Sr. plenty of credit. They praised him as a proven trainer who has done outstanding work with both David and Jose Jr., but they also asked the bigger question: is this partnership really the right fit for Tank? And how would it actually work once training camp gets underway?
Like, I feel like Jose can definitely train his son. I'm not sure about everything.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We seen him train Jose and David, and then also
Pacheco and Rayo.
Jose Rayo, yeah. And Pacheco as well, you know. Pacheco isn't with them.
And they both are going.
Yeah.
And yeah, they both are.
The respect between Tank and David Benavidez has been growing for quite some time. They have openly praised each other, even during past press events. And now that this joint training camp is official, the excitement is undeniable. There is real chemistry between the two, and the buzz surrounding this partnership continues to grow.
This is a dream come true for me. You know, I've always been wanting to fight on a card with Gervonta Davis, and now that we got it set up, this is going to be the biggest card of the year.
I won the David Benavidez fight before, I think when he fought Caleb Plant. And at first I didn't know that, you know, he was one of them guys till I actually, you know, went to his fight and put the earphones on and, you know, I was close up. So I'm definitely excited to be on a card with someone like him, a guy just like explosive. So I feel as though like even if during the 15th, the pay-per-view was $100, it's worth it.
And do their photo ops together, you can tell that there's a genuine like and respect that they have with.
Sean Porter offered insight into what may be behind Tank's decision. He suggested that for a fighter at Tank's level, feeling comfortable in the gym and building a strong connection with a trainer can be just as important as technical knowledge, especially when you've already reached the top of the sport.
I feel like he's comfortable with Jose. And just telling y'all what I know, sometimes that's all it takes. Whatever's going to get this light flipped up, turned on, and keep it on, sometimes it's comfort. I just need somebody that I feel comfortable with, that I can be myself with, and that, you know, when I'm ready to move, they moving. When they ready to move, I'm moving. And I feel like he thinks he has that with Jose.
Stepping back for a moment, the discussion shifted to Tank's long-standing relationship with Calvin Ford, the trainer who has been by his side since the beginning. Sean Zittel and Sean Porter recognized Ford's enormous influence on Tank's journey, from the early days in Baltimore to becoming a world champion, and praised the loyalty he has shown through every high and low of his career.
I don't add up the beef with him and Calvin Ford, really. I guess Calvin may have done an interview or two that Gervonta didn't like, but it's like, that
made no sense, man.
Calvin is a good trainer, even though Calvin didn't move the needle for Jahan Ingram over the weekend. Jahan Ingram lost to Devin Cushing. It didn't look like Calvin had a big impact on him winning. He wound up losing to Devin Cushing. Devin Cushing, bigger guy, anyways. But when I saw Truck do that, I go, okay, so Calvin has an imprint. He has a system. There's a way a guy he builds from scratch in the Baltimore amateur program looks. And so that made me lend more credence to Calvin's work.
Eddie Hearn has also weighed in on the lightweight drama, and he is far from impressed. He dismissed the constant social media exchanges between Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, and Gervonta Tank Davis as meaningless noise, insisting the real disappointment is that a Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney rematch has still not been made.
I can't keep up with it. Do you know what I mean? Because one day he's fighting him, then he's fighting him, then he wants to fight him. It's like, it's Devin against Rolly, then it's Rolly against someone else, then it's Devin against Keyshawn, now it's Tank against Devin, then it's Shakur against Tank. I don't know. I mean, can we just see something?
Which one has the most probabilities of happening out of all of that you just said? Shakur, Devin?
Honestly, none of them.
Eddie Hearn argued that it is the biggest fight the lightweight division can make because of the history and bad blood between them. He believes that while everyone is focused on chasing other big names, the biggest money fight has been there all along. In Hearn's view, it makes the most sense, and he cannot understand why it still has not happened.
Let me tell you this, right? The fight that should be happening, this is the most idiotic thing, that this fight is not happening. It's Ryan Garcia against Devin Haney. That is the fight with the narrative and the history and the beef, like the first fight, the drugs test, the fathers, like that. That's the biggest fight out there. Yeah. But the problem is at the moment, these guys, and good luck to them, they want to price themselves out where the numbers don't work or exist. So the money that Devin would want to fight Tank.
Schofield is accusing Tank of avoiding the toughest challenge and claims the Haney talk is only distracting fans from the real questions. He believes Tank is choosing safer options instead of the biggest tests and has no problem saying it publicly. It is the latest war of words to raise the temperature in the division, even though none of those major fights have been finalized yet.
It's a duck. A duck is a duck. He just needed a big diversion to make people believe and look away from him ducking his mandatory person. He ducked us before he had the Roach fight, too. He ducked us over a year. So a duck is a duck. That's all I have to say. Because if Keyshawn's supposed to be fighting Devin, why he calling out Devin? If he not moving up to fight Shakur, why he calling out Shakur? And he has a mandatory, so he preferred to give up his belt. So thank you. We have no problem becoming a world champion. The boogeyman left. He ran. So that's all that shit is smoke and mirrors. They've been calling each other out for years now. All of them. Has it ever happened?
Schofield also questioned the reported Tank Davis versus Haney negotiations, arguing that the story does not make much sense. He pointed out that if Tank already has a mandatory title defense to fulfill, it is hard to believe he is seriously negotiating another major fight at the same time. To Schofield, the timing simply does not add up, giving him even more reason to doubt that the matchup is close to becoming reality rather than just another rumor.
Stop. The WBO mandate Keyshawn to fight Devin?
You can't even be.
So Devin can't even be in negotiations with nobody if it's mandated. So that's a lie.
Not if he plans on dropping the belt.
All I'm giving y'all is facts. If the WBO mandated a fight, Devin and them can't be negotiating with nobody. Can't be getting offered. He got to be negotiating with Keyshawn because they got like 30 days to come to an agreement. So
does that fight need a title on the line?
No, it don't need no title on the line. Number one, if the WBO mandated, it's a title on the line.
On the positive side, Schofield is not letting the Tank situation hold him back. He is already targeting a fight with Lucas Body while also keeping an eye on the winner of a possible Lamont Roach Jr. versus William Zepeda matchup. He has made it clear that although a fight with Tank would have been massive, he is not willing to wait around for something that may never happen. Instead, he plans to stay active, take on tough opponents, and build his career the old-fashioned way, one victory at a time.
On to the next. We'll be fighting Lucas Body, then hopefully Roach or Zepeda, the winner of that. Life moves on past Tank. Tank stops nothing. We just had to go through that to free up that belt so the lightweight division ain't hostage.
Schofield also expressed his disappointment, revealing that he and his team were fully prepared for a potential showdown in September or October, only to see those plans fall apart. He said they had done everything on their end, mapped out the schedule, and were ready to make the fight official, but it never came together as expected. For a rising contender chasing a career-defining opportunity, it was a frustrating setback, especially after believing the fight was within reach.
I'm not gonna lie. I gave Tank the benefit of the doubt. I was like, yeah, like we about to fight. We were shooting for September?
Mm-hmm.
September, October. Then, my dad and team come back, they're like, hey, like, it's looking shaky right now. It look like he's not gonna accept the fight. Nah, he probably just going through some stuff legally and all this other stuff. Come to find out, he's over here sending offers to Devin's team and stuff like that. So, like my dad, like I said, I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. My dad was saying, like...
Turning to the physical matchup, the host pointed to the clear size difference between the two fighters, noting that Devin Haney is often around 180 pounds on fight night. That kind of natural size raises questions about how much weight he has to cut and whether the process could affect his performance once he steps into the ring. It is an important factor to consider, especially against a naturally smaller opponent who does not have to drain as much to make weight.
Scales check. Gervonta, Tank Davis, and Shakur Stevenson weighing pretty much the same walking around. Like Shakur and Gervonta should be the fight. Shakur Stevenson 148 point whatever, while Gervonta, Tank Davis is 147. They are both walking around the same. Those guys are the same size. And Keyshawn Davis being in the mid 150s, that makes sense. But you notice who didn't do a scales check, and that's Debo. Funny thing is, Bill Haney did. He's like, I'm 200 pounds.
Looking ahead, Showbiz the Adult imagined a dream scenario for boxing. He believes that if Shakur Stevenson gets past Devin Haney, the perfect next step will be a blockbuster showdown with Gervonta Tank Davis. It is the kind of matchup fans have dreamed about for years, with two of boxing's biggest stars meeting in their prime to decide who truly rules the lightweight division. Showbiz believes that if everything falls into place, the sport could be headed for a historic run of fights that shapes legacies and gives fans moments they will remember for decades.
If Shakur Stevenson beats Debo at 144, if he beats him and then fight Gervonta Tank Davis, Shakur, no disrespect, brother. I'm sorry, but you're a sugar. You're a sugar. That's Sugar Ray Leonard versus Wilfred Benitez, then Duran and Tommy Hearns and Hagler type shit. Hit the Tyson Bell. That's what that'll be. Neo Fimo, then Debo, then Tank.
Gervonta Tank Davis has been turning up the heat on social media, exchanging posts and verbal shots with Shakur Stevenson on X. It is another sign that the lightweight division's biggest names already have their eyes on each other, even if no fight has been officially announced. Their online back and forth has fueled even more excitement, with fans wondering whether the growing tension will eventually lead to a blockbuster showdown inside the ring.
Tank Davis is back. War Room, he's back. And I want you guys to put a hashtag right now in the comment section saying free Tank, free Tank. Tank is back talking his bull jive under an account that looks like a burner account called G Money with a profile pic which doesn't compliment Clarissa Shields at all. He got the quote out there looking bad, and she has something to say about that shit. What you mean? Like, why do you have this up? He just and I don't know what Tank was talking about. That just sounds like a bunch of bullshit. But Gervonta Tank Davis is back, and you know he's back because he's just busting his knuckles on X, sending all these X posts.
When asked about Gervonta Tank Davis, Ghostface Killah did not hesitate to compare him to the legendary Mike Tyson, placing him in truly rare company. He explained that with Tank, you never know how a fight will unfold, saying it is that same unpredictability and explosive style that make him such a special attraction and worthy of that comparison.
Tank is like big Tyson. It's like, yo, you never know how it's gonna go, right?
Yeah. But if you had to pick,
I wish it was like that, huh?
if you had to pick, who would you put your money on out of the three? Shakur, Haney, and Gervonta. You got one shot.
They all lot, you know what I mean? Probably gotta be able to take a Shakur.
Turning to the rumored matchup between Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney, Dos Santos shared his thoughts but refused to pick a winner. He called it one of the toughest fights to predict because both are elite, high IQ boxers who make very few mistakes. In his view, a matchup like this comes down to the smallest details. Who adjusts first controls the pace and solves the puzzle over 12 rounds.
Bueno, es una pelea difícil, no tengo predicción para esa pelea.
It's going to be a very, very difficult fight. I really don't have any opinion on that fight at the moment.
Not one? Not just a little bit?
Ninguna opinión, nada.
Poquito?
Difícil.
It's difficult.
Pelear.
¿Por qué?
El estilo de ambos es un poco difícil.
He says it's very difficult because both have a very unique technique, and so it's very difficult to choose one over the other.
Okay. And that's fair. That's fair. You know, they're both high IQ fighters.
At the end of the day, Eddie Hearn made it clear what continues to drive him: building greatness through undisputed championships and helping his fighters create lasting legacies. He emphasized that his focus is on making meaningful, high-stakes matchups that boxing fans truly want to see, not just fights that sound good on paper.
I don't have a problem working with anybody. The directions are very different. I want our guys to chase money and greatness. And greatness and legacy comes through the championship belts. Every young fighter looks at their heroes who have the WBC belt, the red IBF belt, you know, the WB, all those guys. That's what they want to win. You see Boots, ask him what's the most important thing about Saturday. I want the belts. I want to be the unified world champion. I'm not interested in our guys fighting for Zuffa belts or Tim that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want them to chase greatness. So, but again, like, I like the competition. So at the moment, it's whole Eddie v. Dana thing.
Meanwhile, David Benavidez and Jose Benavidez Jr. went to work side by side, unloading powerful combinations on a heavy bag. The brothers were clearly pushing each other, matching intensity and raising the pace as they prepared for their upcoming fights. It was the kind of training footage that excites boxing fans, with two elite fighters feeding off one another's energy while sharpening their skills through every hard round.
Minute 30, guys.
That wraps up everything we know so far about Gervonta Tank Davis's highly anticipated return to the ring. Whether his next opponent is Floyd Schofield or Devin Haney, one thing is certain: Tank's comeback is shaping up to be one of boxing's biggest stories. While both matchups have been discussed, nothing has been officially confirmed, and his return also depends on resolving his current legal situation. So who should Tank fight next? Floyd Schofield or Devin Haney? Which matchup interests you more? And who do you think comes out on top? Share your predictions in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest boxing news, fight breakdowns, predictions, and exclusive updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.